Look, most people overcomplicate success. They drown in information, they chase shiny objects, they spend months planning, and by the time they're ready to move, someone else has already done it. The truth is, building $1 million business isn't reserved for the lucky or the chosen few. It's reserved for those who execute with speed, clarity, and relentless focus. The first and most critical step to building $1 million business in just 60 days is finding a painful, urgent problem that people are desperate to solve. Most entrepreneurs waste months, even years, chasing ideas that excite them, but don't actually serve the market. The truth is, the market doesn't care about your passion or how clever your product is. The market cares about one thing. Does your solution solve a real burning problem that keeps people up at night? That's where you start. You look for the frustration, the inefficiencies, the gaps in the market where people are already trying to spend money but can't find the right answer. You talk to people, you listen, and you pay attention to the complaints, the bottlenecks, the recurring pain points. You don't guess. You don't assume. You investigate. You become obsessed with understanding the problem at a deeper level than anyone else. The entrepreneurs who win are not necessarily the ones with the most funding, the fanciest website, or the best marketing. They're the ones who understand the problem better than anyone else in the room. They know the language their customers use. They feel the frustration their customers experience. They get inside their heads and their hearts. Once you've identified that painful, urgent problem, you lock onto it with laser focus. You don't dilute your energy chasing multiple ideas. You go all in on solving that one specific problem for a specific group of people. This isn't about casting a wide net and hoping something sticks. It's about going narrow and deep. The riches are in the niches. And in those niches, the problems are obvious, the pain is real, and the willingness to pay is high. If you want to move fast and build something meaningful, you don't start with what excites you. You start with what frustrates your ideal customer. You become their problem solver, their trusted guide, their go-to resource. You position yourself not just as someone with a product or service, but as the person who understands their struggle better than they do themselves. When you do that, you don't need to convince them to buy. They'll be chasing you for the solution because you've tapped into a pain point they can't ignore. Once you've locked in on the painful, urgent problem your business will solve, the next step is rapid validation. This is where most people waste time building, perfecting, tweaking for months without ever knowing if anyone will actually pay for what they've created. The truth is, your idea doesn't matter until the market says it matters. And the only way to know that is to test it fast, test it real, and test it with actual buyers. Validation isn't about asking your friends or family if they like your idea. They'll tell you it's great just to support you. That feedback is useless. What you need is cold, hard paying customers. You start by having real conversations with potential buyers. You get in front of the people who experience the pain you're solving. You ask them questions. You understand their frustrations, their language, their buying behavior. And most importantly, you present your solution and ask them to buy it before it even exists. That's called a pre-sale. If they say yes, if they pull out their wallet, that's validation. Everything else is just noise. Pre-selling forces clarity. It forces you to articulate the value, the outcome, the transformation you're offering. If you can't sell the idea before the product is built, chances are the product won't sell once it's finished. Real entrepreneurs know this. They move fast because they know speed matters. They don't hide behind websites, logos, and business cards. They get out into the market and test assumptions. They aren't afraid of rejection because every no gives them feedback. Every conversation sharpens the offer. Every objection reveals how to make the solution more irresistible. The beauty of validation is it saves you time, money, and energy. It prevents you from building something nobody wants. It gives you confidence to move forward, knowing there's real demand. And when you validate properly, you often get paid before you even deliver the product, giving you the cash flow and momentum to scale. Entrepreneurs who master fast validation don't guess. They build based on evidence. They execute based on data, not emotion. They know that speed to validation equals speed to revenue, and speed to revenue equals speed to growth. Trying to build $1 million business alone is one of the fastest ways to burn out, stall your growth, and waste precious time. The hard truth is, success at that level doesn't come from being a lone wolf or trying to be the smartest person in the room. It comes from building systems and surrounding yourself with a team of A players who can help you execute with speed and excellence. Systems are what separate a hustle from a real business. They're the processes, automations, and repeatable steps that allow your business to operate without you being involved in every tiny decision. Most people think hard work is the answer. But hard work without systems just creates exhaustion. Systems create freedom. They allow you to focus on the high leverage activities that actually grow the business, like strategy, partnerships, and scaling, instead of getting buried in admin tasks or customer service. But even the best systems are useless without the right people running them. That's why building a team is non-negotiable. You don't have to hire dozens of employees overnight, but you do need to start identifying the roles that drain your energy and take your focus away from growth. Maybe that's bringing on a virtual assistant to handle emails and scheduling. Maybe it's hiring a sales closer who can convert leads while you focus on the product. Maybe it's partnering with a technical expert who can build the back end while you drive the vision forward. The key is understanding that your time is your most valuable asset. If you're spending it on low value tasks, your business will never scale at the speed you want. The fastest growing businesses are built by founders who delegate early, trust their team, and create a culture of accountability and ownership. They understand that every minute they spend micromanaging or doing tasks someone else could do is a minute stolen from strategy, growth, and impact. Building a team isn't about giving up control. It's about multiplying your capacity. It's about creating an environment where the business doesn't grind to a halt if you step away for a day. Systems and teams turn chaotic startups into scalable machines that can hit 7 figures in record time. If there's one thing that separates those who build million-dollar businesses in record time from those who stay stuck in the grind, it's execution with speed. The marketplace doesn't reward the person with the most polished plan, the prettiest logo, or the most complex strategy. It rewards the person who shows up, takes action, and adapts quickly. Most entrepreneurs spend way too much time overthinking, overplanning, and overcomplicating. They want every detail to be perfect before they launch, every scenario mapped out before they make a move. The problem is, while they're busy perfecting, someone else is already in the market, serving customers, collecting feedback, and gaining momentum. Speed wins. That doesn't mean being reckless or making sloppy decisions. It means adopting a mindset where done is better than perfect, where progress beats perfection, and where every day is a chance to move the needle forward. You launch before you're ready. You test before you've mastered every detail. You learn in real time from real customers, not just by sitting behind a computer tweaking ideas. The beauty of moving fast is that it builds confidence. Every action you take, no matter how small, chips away at fear and uncertainty. You stop operating from theory and start operating from evidence. You get data, feedback, and real-world results that guide your next steps. Speed also exposes weaknesses early, which is a gift. You see what works, what doesn't, and where your business needs improvement without wasting months stuck in analysis paralysis. The faster you move, the faster you learn, the faster you adapt, and the faster you grow. High performers know that momentum compounds. One small win leads to another. That consistent, relentless action creates a snowball effect that most people completely underestimate. Suddenly doors open, opportunities appear, and results start stacking. None of that happens by waiting for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment doesn't exist. If you wait for permission or certainty, you'll be left behind. The people who succeed are the ones willing to be bold, make decisions quickly, and course correct along the way.